Hello, hello. Welcome back to Life with Java. I've been making these journals to sell, so I have a lot of these journals around the house. Every day I've made 4, 5, 6, 7, or even more of these. Yes, so lo and behold, we always say phones listen to us, they hear us. So what do you think comes up when I open my YouTube? I like to watch videos as I am crafting these. So lo and behold, I get all of these videos popping up on my feed that are about usually making these mini journals. But yesterday, a video popped up and it was a guy, and the video was several years old. But it was a young man, and he was talking about how he challenged himself to carry a mini journal around every single day for 30 days. He had heard somebody or watched a video or talked to somebody that said carrying a journal with them every single day had drastically changed their lives and improved it for the better. And he was very skeptical, but he decided to give it a try. So for 30 days, he carried a little one of these. Of course, his wasn't all fancy and cute. Carried a little journal and a pen in his pocket everywhere he went. And this young man said that he was so amazed by the positive benefits that having this little journal had reaped in his life, bestowed in his life, however you want to say it. That I believe he said for 2 entire years now he had been carrying journals. He never quit, and now he has a whole little section in his house of old journals that he's written in, and he said he loves to go back and reread them. But he was talking about how he finds himself scrolling his phone less and mindlessly being upset when he's waiting in places, or having to be still, or kind of in transition from one activity to the other. Things that we get frustrated at, or things that annoy us. Times that we doom scroll our phones for sometimes minutes or hours before we realize how much time has passed, kind of just wasting our life away, or becoming agitated or upset for no reason. And he said by having his journal now, he writes down notes to himself. He writes down a grocery list. He writes down ideas that he has. He is also a vlogger. If I can find his information, I'll link it. He's also a vlogger, or was when he made this video. So he would write down ideas that he had for things he wanted to make videos about. He said that he writes some poetry, or he just journals his thoughts. And he said now he finds himself more and more and more, even going times that he'll completely leave his phone at home or forget his phone, but still have this in his pocket. And he just finds himself not bored. Easier to ability to entertain himself, and using his mind in a more constructive manner. So I've decided to challenge myself for the same challenge. I want to do 30 days of bringing a journal with me everywhere I go. So this morning I made myself this cute little purple journal. Got myself a little cute little black bookmark here, just because I think it looks cute, and it still very easily fits in my pocket. And a benefit is it is jeans weather again, so I have been wearing jeans pretty much every day for the last few days. So I chose these as my supplies, and I already found myself, when Jackson was in therapy, I would usually just come sit out here in my car and scroll my phone. Occasionally I will bring a book, but even when I have a book, I find myself just scrolling my phone more and more for nothing. I'll open the same app 10 times in 30 minutes. Just for what? Nothing's changed. Nothing's there that I need. It's just habit. It's just habit, and I want to change that habit. So already I was in therapy, and instead of rushing out to my car, of course, here I am in my car making a video. But for at least 15 minutes before that, I actually took this journal out of my pocket and I wrote my first entry. And for today, I just wrote kind of why I'm doing this, how long I want to do it, what I want to achieve from it, things like that. And here I am making a video on it, but I want to have a video diary, and also, a written list of how is this benefiting my life. So we're going to check back in 30 days. Let's see what happens. One thing I like that this young man said is that our phones always do something to get our attention, whether they light up, or they send a notification, or they need charged, or you go to do one thing. How many times do we go to do one thing on our phone, and before we know it, we find ourselves doing something totally different? YouTube caught our eye, or an app that needed our attention, or a notification, or an email we needed to read. They're designed for that. He said the thing he noticed about the notebook, it doesn't require our attention. You might go 3 or 4 days and never use it, and no harm, no foul. You know, he says your notebook doesn't miss you. It's not gonna holler at you to get your attention or to claim your focus when your focus should be on other things. So it doesn't matter if you don't use it for a few days. It doesn't matter if you use it all day long for a whole day and you fill up half of the journal with whatever's on your mind. It doesn't matter. But your notebook isn't going to miss you. It's always going to be there when you need it. It's always going to be there when you want it. But it's not going to take your focus from more important things that it should be on. So that is my biggest thing that I want to gain from carrying this around for 30 days. I want to have some of my focus here, which means some of my focus is in my own creativity, my own thoughts, my own passions, my own ideas, versus being distracted by my phone. Am I still going to scroll my phone a lot? Yeah, I am. It's very regulating to me. It's very relaxing. It's very calming. But when I might be spending, you know, I don't know what, 10 hours in a week on my phone, maybe it's going to shift and I'm only going to spend 9 hours a week on my phone, and an hour of that is going to be spent on me, because to me, this is for me. This is a gift to myself. So would anybody want to do this challenge with me? Does it sound something intriguing to you? Does it sound like something that you think you could gain any benefit from? Do you think I'm going to get any benefit from it? What do you think I'm going to gain from it? What else do you think could come from having a notebook with you all the time versus not having a notebook with you all the time? I've always said, you know, I read a lot of Amish romance, and not even just for the romance. I read a lot of Amish books. I really, really love their lifestyle. I love the slow living. I love the intentional living. I love the community and the just the living in the moment, the every single day living in the moment with friends and family. We just went to Sturbridge Village so that we could see how life in the 1800s was. Those lifestyles fascinate me, and I would love to have more of intentional living and slow living in my own life. So if I can gain that from this, that's another benefit for me, just to slow down, to be more intentional on something that I want to do or that is important to me, versus meeting everybody else's needs or the fast-paced life all the time. So here we go. Today is October 16th. On a whole other side note, can you believe October is already halfway finished? What in the world? Today is October 16th. So am I going to count out 30 days? Probably not, but I'm going to try to go till the middle of November, okay? November 15th is the craft show. That's going to be my day. I'm going to carry a journal every single day from now until Saturday, November 15th, which is the craft show. And I'm going to see what the benefits are between here and now. And maybe at the craft show, when people are looking at my journals, when people are deciding if they want to buy these for Christmas gifts or for personal use, maybe I'll have a story to tell. Maybe I'll have, some exciting news. And if I don't, no big deal. I won't mention it. But if I do, I can say, you know what? I challenged myself. This was a really fun challenge. These are the benefits I saw. Why don't you challenge yourself? Or is this something that you would like to do? So let me know in the comments. Any thoughts about carrying a journal every day for a month? Do you think I'll continue after that? Only time will tell. Thanks for listening to my rambling. I'm so happy some of you enjoy it. As always, do something nice for yourself. For me, that's going to be the journal. Intentionally spend some time on yourself. Spend some energy on yourself. And spoil yourself a little bit today. See you next time. Bye.